Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Wednesday, November 25th, 2015. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies, beautiful morning this morning, nice and cool. And the Gulf looks flat and wonderful. Traders, again, great to be with you. Remember, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. If you would, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Again, traders, it's great to be with you. I have a lot to talk about today. We do have a short week. This week is Thursday. The U.S. session is closed. However, today is a full trading day and a lot of stuff happening as far as data and stuff like that. We'll get to that in just a moment. If you would, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday, and I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career in the fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida in the United States. Traders, 9 days later, got on the Big Bird, came to Thailand, and, well, I was only supposed to be here for 3 months, traders. Well, I'm in my 8th year, and still here, and absolutely loving living the Asia life. I love the time zone, especially if you're a trader and trade Forex. I could trade all 3 sessions and still get a good night's rest. I only do about 2.5 hours in the New York session, however. My main trading is in Asia and in London, and I trade a different instrument in the New York session. I'm always looking for opportunities and probabilities that will benefit me to be successful in my trades. And the way I do that is I listen to fundamentals, and I'm a technician. I really love trading the charts. I love looking at support, resistance, and price action and price structure. I do like harmonic patterns. I just love it. I use channels and trend lines. I use anything I can to get an edge to be successful when I enter a trade. So you have to know all that stuff. And I don't trade fundamentals, meaning I don't trade the announcement of the number. I will trade the fundamental 30 or 40 minutes later, however. And that seems to work out kind of nice. So that's just a little bit about myself. Let's get the risk disclaimer out of the way, and this is the legal stuff. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head on over to news and commentary. Let's take a look at how the markets closed. Looks like everybody was up in the U.S. session. The Dow 30 was up 0.12%. S&P 500 was up 0.12%. The NASDAQ was barely up at 0.01%. And the small cap 2000 was up 0.62%. Let's head on over to the Eurozone. Ooh, looks like a lot of red to me. The DAX closed negative 1.43%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed negative 0.45%. The CAC 40 out of Paris closed negative 1.41%. The Euro Stoxx 50 closed negative 1.17%. Pretty negative, huh? Let's take a look at Asia. Wow, Asia doesn't look much better. The Nikkei 225 out of Tokyo is currently negative 0.47%. Remember, these countries are currently open. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 0.50%. The China A50 is negative 0.48%. The Hang Seng out of Hong Kong is negative 0.40%. And the Kospi is in the negative 0.19% as we speak. All right. Some good, some bad. Let's take a look at what's going on. We did have some data come out today in the Asia session. We had construction work done quarter on quarter. And that did come out as a poor number, the worst in, I think it was 7 years or something like that. No reaction on the charts. No reaction at all from that data. And that was a medium impact data release. Basically, my friends, as far as London goes, it's all low impact. Got some retail sales out of Italian retail sales, and you have, until like 2.5 hours in, you got RBA Assistant Governor Dabelli speaks out of Australia. The pound has autumn forecast statement. Then we get into the U.S. The U.S. is quite busy. We have core durable goods, unemployment claims, medium impact. We have core PCE, durable goods orders, personal spending. So we got quite a full load on the U.S. side. And then we have, these are medium impact new home sales, and of course our crude oil inventories. Remember, there's stuffing all this stuff into one area because tomorrow, Thursday the 26th, the U.S. markets are closed due to the Thanksgiving holiday. So the U.S. is basically going to be closed for 2 days, folks. Yes, the markets are open on Friday. However, being from America and being part of Thanksgiving for many, many, many years, I will tell you, I feel it's probably one of the best holidays out of the year. It's the most fun. It's great to be around family and friends, and it's a full day, and most people take that Friday off if they can. And it's just people don't work that Friday. So, yeah, basically everything comes to a pretty cold standstill on that Friday, and you'll see that in the volume in the U.S. sessions. However, London is open and Asia is open. They sure don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and it's not going to affect their trading. However, once you get to London lunch, you can expect a very, very big decline in volume because there will be no New York traders, and even us retail traders. Now, I'll be here because I don't get the day off. I'll be here because I'm in Asia, so it's just another trading day for me. However, I won't be around for the New York session. So that's what's going on there. Just an update on what's happening there. I think we have a full trading day today. We should have some good volume in the markets, and we will keep an eye on that, and just keep an eye on your economic calendar and what's coming out, what's going in, because I think this is going to affect us as we move through the week. Okay? All right, let's get to some currency charts, and let's see what we got. We got 6 of them to look at. Let's start with the euro dollar. This is not a lot of price action yesterday. Pretty much sideways if you take a look at this. So, I'm looking at this, I'm saying, well, I'd love to see this come back to the R1 pivot up there at like 0.675, right? And then just come back down. And then I'm saying, well, that sounds great, but I have a 200 exponential moving average I got to fight, and then I got a daily pivot point I got to fight, and then I've got some resistance in about the 0.625 area. And then I finally get to my profit at 1.5993, or basically 0.600. So, my thing was, okay, how are we going to do this? So, if it goes up to the 200 and bounces from there, that's a great entry, or the R1, that's a great entry. If it gets below the daily pivot point and gives us a retest, so we know that it's not, going to go back above it the next candle, it's a good entry. But this is definitely going to be a London Open trade. I mean, I wouldn't touch this until London Open. This is in a nasty range, and it's got to really prove to me that it wants to make its move. I'm not willing to jump into this bag of worms, to be honest with you. This does not look like a healthy trade at the moment. I'd love for it to pull back up to that R1 at 0.675 and then short it. That would be the best trade, because by the time you got to the daily pivot point, you're in profit. You break even. It's a free trade. Who cares? If it comes back and pops you out with 5 pips, well, you know what? That's okay. But we don't want to be taking a loss, right? We don't want to be taking a loss. And if you enter this trade right now, you're looking at a huge stop, and you're probably going to take a loss, right? Because this is gonna bounce when it gets back to that daily pivot point. I'm sure of it. It's going to bounce. Just look left of the chart, traders. Always look left of the chart. All right, let's take a look at the Great British Pound. Nice movement to the downside. Got some issues with the pound, and the pound is, now this chart is not fully open because I can only put so much on my slide. However, if you take this high on this 30-minute chart on your charts and fib it all the way down to the bottom, where I fibbed it at, and that is at price 1.5053, and fib that, you're going to see that this has been in a downtrend for a very, very long time. And I'm expecting, folks, this to head back up to 5,200. I think this is going to give us a a little bouncy-rooney here, and this is going to do a correction. And we're going to get a correction back up to 5,200, and then it's going to dump like a rock. However, I don't want to be in a short when this decides to make this correction. So I'd be very, very careful about jumping in here. My preference is I'd rather wait till this jumps back up to this 38.2 at 1.5165 and then short it, and then we'll take it to the 1.5076 area. Now you can take it from here with with a bearish candle, but if you look left of the chart, you got Forex junk over there, and you're at support. So the entry that I have on the chart, even though it's a valid entry, it's not a great entry. It's not a good entry. I'd rather see a much stiffer pullback to that 38.2. I have a star on the chart. I think that will be a much better entry for you. And like I said, I'd be careful as we wind into this holiday season. And like I said, we have a lot of New York data coming out today. In fact, too much data, to be honest with you. We have too much data coming out today. You can't have all this data being released and the market's going to respond, and it's going to take the market a while to respond. It's going to whipsaw all over the place for the first 10 or 15 minutes. Then you got to wait about another half hour, 45 minutes, and then you can take your trade, right? Even professional scalpers can't figure out how to scalp a market that's putting out 7 pieces of data at one time. It's just too much. And then a half hour later, you have more data coming out. So it's really data full, right? And now with the OPEC situation and them making their statement this week, and then we have oil inventories coming out today, it just makes for a really hectic opening of the New York session. So just be alert to that. All right, here's our Aussie dollar. This baby decided it wanted to show its neck a little bit and pull this up move, and that's fine. If you take a look at the daily, though, you know what? This is so bearish, it's unbelievable. And that's what I always look at. I look at the daily to see where it hit resistance, and came up to this 0.7275 area. It was rejected. It's been rejected there ever since. It hasn't been able to come back up. It's tiring out. I'm expecting this to fall back down. I want this to break this trend line, retest it. We'll get into 0.7255, and we'll take it down to the 200 exponential moving average at 0.7194. I'm not worried about the daily pivot point. I do have a star there because there is some price action left of the chart, but it's not all together. It's not congested. So I think it's a wide open space to the downside. I think we are going to see some stuff at the 7,200 area. We're going to get a bounce there. But if you get down to 7,200, folks, you're going to be 40 plus pips in profit. You're not going to have to worry about it. You can basically just get out of the trade and have a nice day, right? Go play a game of golf or go back to sleep. So that's what I'm expecting with the Aussie. I expect this to come back to the downside. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. The Euro Aussie took advantage of that Aussie strength, but the Euro Aussie's been bearish for a long time. Our trade plan yesterday worked out fine. I'm just waiting for the pullback up to this daily pivot point. You can see our resistance. Yellow EA is up there. So really, 4730 area is fine, or 4700 is fine, and we'll just take this back down to the 1.4605. This can end up, if this works, this can end up being a 90 pip trade, right? 85 pip trade, depending on where you get in. So, there's movement on this pair, and I like trading this pair. This pair moves. When it's in its trend, it moves very nicely, and it's just stair-stepping its way down. Like I said, if you open up this chart, even go to an hourly and look at it. It's a really nice-looking chart, and it's really doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, let's take a look at the Euro-Yen. This Euro-Yen hasn't done anything in 2 days, folks. It's just been absolutely sideways. I basically put a range trade in here. I put support and resistance, and basically I want this to pull back up to 130.72, and we'll sell it. I'm not interested in buying this. I'm bearish in the Euro-Yen, so I'm not looking to buy the Euro-Yen. I'm looking to sell this. My bias is to sell this. So I'm going to stay with my bias, and if it goes down, it's going without me, because this just looks like a mess to me. If you look left of the chart, do you want to be selling this here? Not me, my friends. You're going to come into some really strong support at 130.19, and I don't want to be around it. That just looks like a dangerous area to me. So let's get this back up to 130.72, and we'll take it back down. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. This baby decided to pop its head up also. But again, this pair is very bearish. If you look at any other higher time frames, you'll see that. And we just want to sell this, and I I just stuck a trend line in here. It's a valid trend line. It's a 4-touch trend line. And I just want this to break the trend line. Let's see if we can get in here at about 0.6558. Take it all the way down to the daily pivot. And the 200 exponential moving average at 0.6534. Looks like a great trade plan. Yesterday's trade plan didn't work at all, folks. I mean, you shouldn't have. You wouldn't have. You didn't even get an entry yesterday in yesterday's trade plan. So there would have been no reason for you to lose any pips yesterday. We never even got an entry, so not even close. All right, my friends, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining us today on a Wednesday, November 25th, 2015. Can't believe we're at the end of November already. Where did this year go? Wow, unbelievable, huh? All right, traders, have a great trading day. Remember to trade smart and not hard, and we'll catch you next time, 24 hours from now. We'll see you then. Take care now. Bye-bye.